Excellent Share by Kate Thomas, Nemours Children's Healthcare. Quick side note, I've never heard of this company before, so I'll be pronouncing it Nemours, and I apologize if that is incorrect. So Nemours is a set of children's hospitals and clinics located mainly in the Delaware area, including Pennsylvania and New Jersey, but they also have some locations in Florida. It was founded in 1936 as a foundation by Alfred DuPont, and he was able to open their first children's hospital in 1940 in Wilmington, Delaware. They focus on pediatric healthcare, preventative care, and research, and they also have several specialty programs, including asthma, weight loss, and other more refined programs. So what does Nemours do best? Well, as of October 2013, Nemours had been recognized 3 times by a T&D as a best company based on their training. They focus on continued professional development, role-playing, mentoring, and all of these educational focuses go across the board. Doctors, nurses, and administration and other staff are required and encouraged to take part in these training programs. So their training actually targets everyone across the board, including doctors, nurses, and their other staff. The training addresses continued education, review and relearning of social and professional interactions, training in current and new technology as well as healthcare techniques, specialized care relating to those programs that I mentioned before, and using mentoring as a way of building relationships and furthering healthcare in those more soft skills, social interactions, talking to families, working with children. So what does the Nemours professional development look like? Well, Nemours has a variety of ways that they introduce training and development. First, they have several online courses and lecture series. There are over hundreds of courses that are found online, and they're all for free. They also have lecture series that are available on campus at the hospitals, typically about once a month, and they are given over the lunch break. There's also conferences that are given annually, and there are at least 25 conferences available per year, and they're located within the area of the hospital, very close, so they're accessible to the doctors, nurses, and staff. And then they also have a training program called Grand Rounds, which are available to doctors where they can work with experts in the field at hospitals. So if we click this link here, this is the Nemours educational site where you can see their medical education. So there are a list of all of the live conferences that you can attend, the online courses, a list of the grand rounds that they have available, what experts will be coming in for those. They also have a list of the lecture series and conferences available for nurses. Now this link right here focuses mainly on the medical side for doctors and nurses, but they also have a lot of training for other staff in the hospital as well, which I will start talking about in just a moment. So what this looks like, what all these training programs look like, are a lot of really cool methods and variety to reach people where they're at. And so it looks like experiential learning and working with experts and getting hands-on experience in the field and one-on-one and small group attention with their grand rounds. It also looks like conferences and lecture series and being able to go to local conferences that are offered annually, learn from, again, experts and people who are on the cutting edge in the medical field. It also looks like lecture series given by experts and also people within the hospital on the hospital grounds over the lunch break, making it very accessible. It looks like online learning, doctors and nurses and staff taking part in training programs at their own pace, on their own time, through these free courses. It looks like people using role-playing scenarios to act out different experiences they might encounter and then discussing these with one another and with more experienced doctors, and then taking those relationships and creating mentoring and facilitation and continuing those relationships down the line to make sure that the learning and those soft skills are always happening and being continued to develop. This has led to a lot of really cool things for Nemours. It has led to increased diversity in their staff due to some cultural diversity training for the hiring staff. This is some of that other education and training that I mentioned that wasn't seen on the online profile. It has also led to deeper relationships between new and experienced staff because of the mentoring relationships and because of their feedback given during the scenarios and the role plays that first year doctors are required to go through. Has led to increased communication and interpersonal skills by first year medicine fellows, again because of those scenario and role play situations. This has led to a lot of recognition for the hospital. So they were voted the best specialty program in the nation in 2013-2014 by the U.S. News and World Report. Their Delaware location was voted one of the top 150 places to work by Workplace Dynamics, and 22 of their specialty programs were voted in the top 20% of key satisfaction by outside consulting group Press Ganey. And that was a survey given to families and children that had gone through their hospital system. And again, 22 of their specialty programs were in the top 20% of satisfaction. So I think what makes this hospital system so cool and so accessible and so cutting edge is this commitment to continued education. The fact that they offer it in a variety of methods, online, on campus, conferences in the local area, working with experts in hands-on experiential ways. I also like that training and education are embedded in their environment and that it's across the board, that whether you're a first year doctor or a nurse or new staff or you've been there for 20, 30 years, you're still required to take part in these. And I think it also has led to greater customer responsiveness and inclusion because they're including families in their training and they're including the results of their surveys in their training. One cool thing that they did was when opening a new hospital and getting in new doctors and nurses and staff, they actually trained several families in behavior and in cultural awareness, and then those families were able to take part in the interview process and have a say in what they wanted in their doctors and nurses. And they were also able to let the hospital know that they wanted more diversity, they wanted more inclusion in their staff. And so these are all things that because of their emphasis on training and education, they're able to quickly implement and bring to all of their staff across the board in all of their hospitals and clinics. And here are a list of my references.